Welcome back to LAUSAC Open Distance Learning Lecture Series, ACT 216, Principles of Business Administration 2. And the first study section here is Human Resource Management Function. Introduction. In the age of rapid technological development, the importance of human resources still holds and the key to the development and progress of a company. This is to ensure that the right people are employed in the right place at the right time. So, human resource management, that is the HRM, which is also known as the personal management, which is responsible for hiring employees and ensuring that they get proper training to perform their jobs. So, at the end of this study section, you should be able to define human resource management. You should be able to discuss the function of human resource management, and you should be able to explain the advantages and disadvantages of human resource management, and should be able to differentiate between HRM and SHRM, that is the strategic human resource management. Let's take this outline one after the other. There are different definitions for HRM, that is the human resource management. HRM can be defined as a process of managing people in organizations in a structured and thorough manner. And also it can also be defined as the act of managing people in form of a collective relationship between management and employees. And this approach focuses on the objectives and outcomes of the HRM function. And this function covers the feeds of staffing, that is the hiring people, retention of people, pay and peg settings and management, the performance management, change management, and taking care of exits from the company to round off the activities of that company. And also there are factors influencing human resource management. Here are them. Let's take them one after the other. We have the labor force. Here the labor force, that is the pool of individuals external of the firm from which organization obtain its workers. It affects human resource management. And also the society. The society affects them in the sense that they exert pressure on human resource management. And also the ethics. The discipline dealing with what is good or bad, or tight and what is wrong, or with moral duty and all those obligations affect human resources in order not to carry out their work very well. Also the union, a group of employees who have joined together for a purpose of dealing collectively with their employee, affects human resources. And also the economy. As generalization, when the economy is booming, it is often more difficult to recruit qualified workers. So let's talk about the designation of human resources. Various designations are used within human resource profession, and this includes the executive, the generalist, and the specialist. The executive, they are the top level manager who report directly to the corporation chief executive officer, that is the CEO of a group of company or the head of a major division. And also the generalist, they perform the tasks in a various human resource related areas. And with the next one is the specialist. As a human resource executive, manager or non-manager who is typically concerned with one of the five functional areas. That is, the functional areas include the staffing, the human resource development, the compensation, the benefit, the safety and health of the labor, employment and labor relations of that human resource management. So the functions of human resource management. The following are the functions of human resource management. We'll take them one after the other. We have the job design, we have the job analysis, we have the human resource planning, we have the recruitment, the selection, the hiring, the induction, the performance evaluation. So let's discuss this one after the other. We just discuss little out of it, not everything. Job design, that is the JD. Job design can be defined as the function of arranging tasks, duties, and responsibility into an organization unit of a work for the purpose of accomplishing a certain objective. And this job design involves some techniques. And these techniques are, we have the scientific techniques, and this is done based this is done by observing the past performances. And also we have the job enlargement techniques, that is by adding more duties to the job that is related to the current duties of involved person. And we have the job rotational techniques, that is shifting an employee from one job to the another periodically. And we also have job enrichment technique, increasing the depth of a job by increasing the authority and responsibility for planning for that person. And also we have the group techniques. Here the job is designed so that a group of individuals can perform that specific job, and this is being called a collective job. So job analysis. Job analysis, this includes the systematic analysis of the job and the characteristics of the desired job holders. And the information collected through a job analysis is of two forms. We have job description, where it describes the jobs, the tasks of that job, the responsibility of that job, and the service condition of that job. And also we have the job specification. This describes the requirements of the person for the job, like activities of that job, educational qualification of that job, special physical and mental skills of that job, and training that will be involved for that job. So let's talk about the function of human resource planning. HRP can be identified as a strategic forecasting the organization future requirements for different types of workers, and also for their acquisition, utilization, improvement, and employee cost control, retention, and supply to meet their needs. Also, another function is recruitment. Recruitment, this is the process of involving the attraction of a suitable candidate to vacant position, both from internal and external source of organization. And this external recruitment includes job posting, intranet, and succession plans, while the external recruitment includes advertising for that job, job placements, agencies, and internet. Let's talk about the function selection. This is a systematic process of selecting the most appropriate and suitable person to a particular job. In other words, selection is the act of choosing an individual to hire from all those who have been recruited or attracted, and this can be done through application evaluation, through interviews, through tests, and background investigations. Also, let's talk about strategic human resource management. Strategic human resource management is a branch of human resource management, and it is fairly new field which has emerged out of the parent discipline of human resource management, and it can be defined as the linking of human resources with strategic goals and objectives in order to improve business performance and develop organizational culture that fosters innovation, flexibility, and competitive advantages. And these SHRM have a lot of advantages, which I will talk about little. It helps to analyze the opportunities and treat that as a crucial from the point of view of that company. And it also helps us to check whether the expectation of the employees are addressed properly. It also helps us to determine the weaknesses and strengths of company, thereby enabling the management to take appropriate measures. It also helps as a possible to develop strategies and have vision for the future, and also for the business surplus. It also helps in business surplus in order to achieve by making the employees competent enough to deliver their goods. And you know what have disadvantage advantages must also have disadvantages. So let's talk about the disadvantages of SHRM. The first one is resistance to change from the bottom line workers. It also caused conflicts among the employees over the issue of authority and the related fear of victimization. It also There is also changes that take place in the organization structure, and there is diversity of workforce that make it difficult for the management to handle them accordingly. So let's now talk about the difference between the HRM and SHRM, that is the human resource management and strategic human resource management. In HRM, traditional methods are being followed, while in SHRM, we have modern method with a specific rules of recruitment process and impacting training to them. And also, there are no separate people in different area for HRM, but for SHRM there are different people who are skilled in specific areas. And also, HRM focuses mainly on the employee retentions, but for the strategic human resource management, the focuses on the partnership with internal and external customers. And also, job division in HRM is tight, while job division in SHRM is flexible. While staff specialist in HRM is very very scarce, while there is strategic in line with managers for the HRM, that is the strategic human resource management. Thanks for listening.